So I can talk to you, and as delightful as it is, not completely fill your ear holes with V12. So welcome back to the F12 TDF. That is the sound of 771 naturally aspirated V12 horsepower. I'm supposed to be stringing together some sentences here. So I am in fact on Mount Etna. Yes, the active volcano. We've left it until right towards the end of the day. The sun is setting, the roads are quiet, that's the important thing. And the scenery is absolutely beautiful. During the day, you often risk getting a lot of cloud. You actually end up driving through the clouds, which isn't great for the visibility, but now it's all burnt off. Let me just slow down and talk to you. So don't get me wrong, you know, to come and drive up the side of a volcano or come and drive up the side of Mount Etna would be incredible in any car, simply to admire the stunning beauty, the natural beauty of this place. As the further you work your way up, the darker the rock gets. I mean, in a section where I am now, it's almost black. It's absolutely incredible rock formations. But there's something about coming to a special place in a special car that just enhances that sense of occasion just up to 11. I mean, the view in front of me right now is unbelievable. This is so stunning. I did a recce here earlier this morning and the place was covered in cyclists and tourists. It's a Sunday here in Italy, in Sicily, and quite rightly so, everybody's out. But while I've been on the Targa Florio, I was well aware that I am in the country that is host to this active volcano, Mount Etna. And I thought, you know what, this is what these cars are all about. It's all about activating memories. You know, when I look back in a few years' time, hopefully I still have this car, but I want to walk into my garage and look at pictures. I mean, Huck is back down the bank there taking photos of this car and doing drone shots of this car in locations like this. It's unbelievable, honestly. I'm not sure if the camera can see that over my shoulder. It's like CGI. It's like I'm in a film set. I'm just going to turn the car off because that's better. The idle on this is so loud. Look at this. Huck's actually at the bottom of the volcano with my proper camera. But the weather moves so fast here. I mean, look. This is the cloud formation that's come up from the bottom of the valley all the way up. And just over here, and you can see that's the active volcano right there. You can see the smoke coming out of the top of Etna and the sunset here bursting through the clouds. And then to top it all off, we're driving roads like that in a car like that. I don't really have the words, guys. I honestly do not have the words to begin to describe how special this is. And weirdly, I'm entirely on my own up here. It's quite a moment, actually. I started my channel on an iPhone, where by just the middle of December, I'll be 4 years in to this whole YouTube thing and sharing wondrous machines like that in incredible places. If this will focus like that. Just look at that backdrop. Active volcano behind me. And this camera isn't doing it justice. I mean, the formation of the land off the back of this sunset, it's just unbelievable. So I remember when I went to Monaco for the first time as a YouTuber, I was actually in my Audi R8. And back then, I mean, I thought I was beyond blessed and beyond lucky to be sharing content with you guys from an Audi R8 in Monaco overlooking the ocean. To be sharing it from an f12 TDF at the bottom of that, unbelievable. Really, I have to say a massive thank you. Thank you to everyone for watching. You know, your views is the ultimate support of this channel, and it allows for content like this in places like this. So yeah, the volcano is, I think, just shy of 3,400 meters. I'm nowhere near halfway up right now. I'm just enjoying this incredible playground. We just look at this road over here. Look at that. It just stretches on and winds its way. And actually, Sicily, I'm sorry to say, doesn't have the best of road surfaces, but the roads that lead up to Mount Etna are absolutely glorious. Look at this. Honestly, unbelievable. So yes, special places in special machinery, making special memories. This for me is what cars are all about. It's not just about the cars themselves. It's the places we go to, the people we meet, the memories we forge and share, and ideally the photos we take. I hopefully want to literally freeze frame that, and it'll end up on my wall, so that one day, when my current 8-month-old little man is older, I'll be able to share this memory and say that Daddy drove up a volcano in an f12 TDF, which is pretty incredible. Who knows, maybe come back here with him in an electric car someday. Or not. I'm going to drag him out in this so he knows what he's missing. So anyway, I've been rambling on, and Huck is all the way down at the bottom of the mountain, probably wondering where the hell I am if I've put the TDF into a wall, because I haven't been longer than 1 minute since we've been filming. Back to Huck. Right now we're sort of early to mid-October. Back in the UK is not good for driving cars like this. But it's just opened my eyes. I mean, I knew this car was special, but it being based on the f12 Berlinetta, like its DNA and its platform, it's just so broad. So it'll do everything from a daily driver point of view that an f12 would do. But then you put this thing into race and turn up the wick, it's angry. It is, honestly, this thing is so spiky. But there's a mindset in the market when it comes to special cars like this that you're not supposed to drive them too much. You're not supposed to put too many miles on them. But, you know, I've been driving this car back to back for 4 days straight now, and I honestly think it's a crime. It is a crime to park a car this good in the garage. I mean, I know everyone buys their cars for different reasons, and who am I to say that if you buy a car you should drive it? I mean, in one aspect they're art, and you know, some people get just as much appreciation from collecting and looking at them. But if you're half a petrol head, for me, I just can't see how collecting a car and keeping it stationary and being proud of how low the mileage is anywhere near as satisfying as the relationship between you, the engine, and this 7-speed twin clutch gearbox. These gears don't so much as change down as they do explode down. Well, I don't know how they've managed to achieve it. Like, this has the same sort of gear shift speed as the Porsche GT3 RS, which is very impressive, but you've got to remember that this has another over 250 horsepower more. This is 770 horsepower, but it's changing gears with another 6 cylinders. The feeling you get, and on the right RPM at the right moment, under the right braking, the whip cracks you get on the downshifts, and they're more satisfying than the kind of augmented whip cracks that you get on some supercars these days. Because when this engine's doing it, it's doing it for real. There's just genuinely unburnt fuel in the exhaust system, and it has a second explosion, and you can't help but whoop for joy like a little girl. It is phenomenal. Driving it up here, you know, everything is close proximity. You've got cliff faces, you've got walls. In this case, you've got literal volcanic rock formations, and the V12 is resonating off it. I've been driving with the windows down most of the time. If you're into cars, the Ferrari naturally aspirated V12 is a slice of the holy grail when it comes to engines. And then what Ferrari have done with this, and together with the rear wheel steer and the agility of it, I mean, you can't help but think that it's going to be a Grand Tour experience, because when you walk over to it, fundamentally looks like an F12. Honestly, what they have done to evolve this, the TDF is such a different animal compared to your standard F12, which, don't get me wrong, is no slouch. The last thing you think of when you step out of an F12 is, that needs more horsepower. But they've gone over and above.
Delicious home-cooked dinners have never been easier. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered to your...
Because Ferrari shaved 110 kilograms of weight in the TDF versus the F12, and then you've got 599XX engine components, which makes it react like that on downshifts, and then the titanium exhaust. The way it resonates is just unbelievable. And yet, when you want to, you can put it into wet, and you can put it into a race and bumpy road mode, and it just absorbs and deals with 99% of the lumps and bumps that I've encountered on the Targa Florio. And this trip to Mount Etna, the car has dealt with it. It's been unbelievable. And just like that, it was over. We are back at Palermo University. The transportation, which has driven all the way down from London to drop these cars off just a few days ago, has now returned to pick up the cars. There's probably about 6 or 7 cars on those trucks. They are huge. And my car's going straight back to MVM because it's literally covered in volcano dust. It's my first time having the car out of the UK. It's my first time doing the Targa Florio, and it's my first time driving the car properly on some decent roads, and definitely up a volcano. It's been absolutely ridiculous. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or comments. Put them below. I'll always try my best to either answer them or literally take your question and turn it into a piece of content, because that always goes down pretty well. Heading back to the UK now, some really exciting content. If you like what you've seen in this video or over the last few days, please be sure to subscribe. YouTube's finally got their